Just,
sorry, just being aggressive. Obviously, defensively first. I feel like today we did a good job defensively, and then that led to some of our offense, which got us going earlier on, and just coming out there and just playing with energy.
After the last game, you talked about how it's difficult to win in the playoffs when you let a team score 100. Did you feel like this was more of a playoff type?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like we battled on defensive end. We still obviously could get better. I feel like obviously going out there to Indiana, we need to tighten up a couple of things, but we did a better job.
How important was it just to get that one game out where you guys are playing like yourselves?
It felt good. We didn't, focus on anything else. We didn't let any distractions come into this locker room. We just went out there and then we played.
Yeah, a scrappy win in Indiana earlier this year. How comfortable are you guys playing there specifically?
It's going to be a whole new atmosphere. It's going to be a whole new, setting for us. It's going to, the playoffs is, anything that goes on in the season. Not obviously, not everything, but, you can't really focus on, what happened in the season. It's a whole new game.
Is that the biggest thing, just remembering that each game is going to be its own game through a series?
Yeah. Like I said, I think it was after we lost, can't get too high, you can't get too low, so we can't get too high. We got to understand that, we got to be able to refocus and, come out there and then give even more of effort.
What do you think about the poise Norm has been showing, regardless of whether he's starting or coming in, being on Paul George?
Norman's done a great job, obviously, he didn't have the, scoring or the numbers that he's capable of having tonight, but he made a huge impact for us coming off the bench today with his energy. Got a lot of deflections, things that they don't, keep on the stat sheet. So he did an amazing job for us today.
You played with Pat a lot through the season, but how important is his energy on both ends of the floor?
Very important. Pat, gave us he gave us some second chance opportunities today. Everybody just had, more energy today, and that's what we're going to continue. We're going to have to continue to do, and even ramp it up even more.
How close to a typical Raptors game in terms of efficiency, in terms of everything working, did you come today? How much more further is there to go?
We definitely need to, I feel like going there is definitely, obviously playing on the road is harder. You definitely need to ramp it up, I feel like. But in terms of today, we were more like ourselves. We played better on the defensive end, and that's what we're going to have to continue to do.
There was a play in the fourth quarter where Kyle turned the ball over, and it looked like you were sort of calming him down. Is that also sort of your role, having been through this before?
I don't know if it's necessarily my role, but, like I said, you're right, I have experience, and not that he didn't understand it. I was just trying to, calm everybody down and understand it's a long game, and just take it possession by possession.
This is the best you've seen Jonas play defensively and just
Jonas is, he's a force down there. He's doing a great job of, getting that, second chance opportunities for us. He's being a big factor down there in the key, whether that's, on the defensive end, contesting shots, whether it's on the offensive end, posting up, getting to his hook shot and all that. So he's been doing great for us these first two games, and we're going to expect him to continue to do that.
The lineup with Kyle and the four reserves, including yourself, has been a staple at the start of second and start of the fourth for 4 months now. What makes that lineup work so well?
I think we play with a little bit more pace. We get out, we run, and just, we complement each other pretty well. He could play off the ball a little bit, and come off, more screens and whatnot and pin downs and whatnot, so he could get a little rhythm.
Corey, DeMar hasn't looked like himself for a couple games now. Just knowing him, how much do you think this is bothering him?
It's definitely bothering. Today he's probably, knowing him today, he's not probably that bothered knowing that we got the W. It's obviously, more, bothering when we lose. But he's definitely being bothered by whatever it is. But, he's sacrificing and he's going out there for the team and he's laying it all on the line. That's all we can ask for.
Do you view it as a matter of time for him, pretty much?
Most definitely. He'll get his rhythm again. He'll get going. And, I'm not worried about DeMar. He's one of the guys that, he has experience too, and he'll get going for sure.